The explosive growth of the Battle Royale genre didn't always exist. The genre was originally a niche that sparked a global movement, breaking player and viewership records with widespread cultural interest. However, this wasn't always the case. Battle Royales came from humble beginnings as all else did. The idea came from a classic Japanese film called Battle Royale. The film laid the groundwork for a young man named Brendan Green to pick up. Brendan is formerly known online under the name Player Unknown. Brendan was a mod developer for a classic game known as Arma 2, which he used to format his concept. During his time in development, Sony Online Entertainment caught a glimpse of his project. They wanted to import his Battle Royale concept to their existing game, H1Z1. H1Z1 already had a pre-existing Battle Royale mode known as King of the Hill. King of the Hill was a standalone game mode that involved 150 players competing in a last-person standing deathmatch. The gameplay loop was addictive, establishing the genre's popularity and influencing better-known titles such as Fortnite and PUBG. H1Z1 was only the beginning, catching on to the world very quickly and establishing a new gaming medium. Developers realized how addictive the cycle was to their consumers. Players parachuted onto a map, scavenged for weapons and gear, and fought to be the last player standing. It was fast-paced and exciting, constantly keeping players on their toes. Fast forward a few months in early 2017. PUBG Studios unveiled their new Battle Royale game to the world. The official launch was a massive, rapid success. Despite the early technical flaws, the launch made $11 million in its first 3 days and sold over 1 million copies within 2 weeks of its early access debut. In only a few months, it built up so much popularity that it overtook longtime veterans, such as Dota 2 and GTA 5. The concurrent player counts were breaking records, ushering in a new era of gaming. When the game's full release came around in 2017, the game's popularity was already cemented, accumulating an estimated 30 million players worldwide. The game was heavily optimized, seeing major improvements in performance and continuing to smash records. The game was a hit, and there was nothing that could stop that momentum. Meanwhile, Epic Games had just launched their brand new Battle Royale that they called Fortnite. Epic Games seized the popularity of the Battle Royale genre, executing key decisions that helped build a dedicated fan base. Fortnite launched in a free-to-play model, a very consumer-friendly approach. The game also featured a different gameplay style and aesthetic, trying to be a cartoony approach to the genre. Fortnite's art style was very unique, trying to present itself as a light-hearted approach to the gritty, military aesthetic present in PUBG. A huge part of Fortnite's success was their building mechanic. It was simple to execute and differentiated the game from the rest of its competitors. By 2018, Fortnite was easily the leading Battle Royale worldwide. Major PUBG content creators all migrated to Fortnite in hopes of building a bigger fan base from its rapidly growing player base. This era was seen as the prime of Battle Royales, featuring the most innovation and effort we've seen put into the genre in years. Other companies began to copy the Battle Royale gameplay loop while putting their own spin on it. For example, Apex Legends launched as Fortnite's biggest competitor, innovating new, unique gameplay elements that differentiated it from the rest. Everyone wanted to copy the immense success of Fortnite. Even Activision jumped on the bandwagon, introducing the newest title in the Call of Duty series known as Warzone. With everyone competing in the same market, innovation was key. Fortnite's building mechanic and cartoon art style helped differentiate it enough from the rest to conserve its player base. Instead of continued innovation, the Battle Royale market consolidated around its giants that could keep up with the demand for updates and new content. It was a challenging market, always begging for more. The player bases of all Battle Royales began to become burnt out and deteriorate with the years. The same gameplay loop would not retain the same magic forever. Companies constantly experimented with new gameplay features and mechanics, some of which completely flopped. The players were becoming burnt out from Battle Royales and turning away to other games. A few efforts, such as Fortnite's OG mode, were implemented to bring back the larger player base. The idea was to return to a simpler time when the Battle Royale concept had peaked. However, their efforts only worked temporarily, and eventually the nostalgia factor wore off most people. The focus shifted in the gaming market, and the Battle Royale genre is slowly dying. Why is this? Was the success of Fortnite bound to fail eventually? The answer is yes. Although the concept was unique and innovative at the time, the world is simply burnt out from the same constant gameplay loop. Humans cannot repeat the same task consistently without eventually burning out. In present day, battle royales don't have the same grip on the world that they used to. Many developers are trying to milk whatever they can out of the already existing titles that work so well with the fans. So how did we get here? It all started as a simple yet addictive concept that quickly turned into the biggest game in the world. The immense success of the genre established a new medium in developer standards. The players always expect more, while the efforts put in are labeled as the bare minimum. This standard became impossible for most companies to track with, leading to the downfall of many popular battle royales such as Apex Legends or even Fall Guys. Although many argue the genre is dead in 2025, it's well and active. Fortnite still continues to have a consistent concurrent player count daily. So what happened? The truth is, the gaming industry continued to evolve as people moved on from most battle royales. However, the genre is certainly not dead. This has been the timeline of battle royales from the very beginning to now in present day.